Hi everyone. Welcome to Wednesday with Umbria Above. We are going to talk about three things today. One is what's going on in the Palazzo with the renovations. We are going to talk about what's happening in Italy, which I know has been a lot in the news, and we're going to talk about olive oil. So I think I'll just knock the olive oil out first. We have a big sale on our olive oil going on, so you can check that out on our website, umbriabove.com, on our shop, and there you'll find all of the discounted prices, which is really exciting. So that's it for olive oil. As you know, sorry, it's not it. We've won international prizes in London and Berlin on our olive oil, and it's DOP. It's the highest possible quality that exists. It's regularly placed with other award-winning olive oils, and if you pay for olive oil on your grocery store shelf, ours is a much higher value. So you may be paying the same price, but getting much less quality because those olive oils often sit on container ships waiting at ports. Of course, they have to cross the ocean, and they sit and they wait at ports to get into the country. So our olive oil is air express mailed to you, and you don't have that problem with quality control. Okay, so that's olive oil. Next, the Palazzo. It is very, very dusty here in the Palazzo. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in a safe zone. This is like a safe house within the house where we have hardly any dust. So that's great. But if you go into our hallway, just outside our front door, or you go down into the main entryway off the piazza, it is just unbelievably dusty because what they're doing, they finished the roof, as you know, so that's really exciting. And what they're doing now, apart from starting some of the interiors, taking down some of the old from the 1950s or 1980s walls, they are working on the facade of the Palazzo, which means they are removing all of the ugly cement that got patched up there over the past 50 years, 80 years or so. And we're going to put in more of the original stucco. It's going to be really beautiful, but you can't imagine the noise and the dust that's everywhere. It's unbelievable. So that's what's going on as far as most of the works go. We're so excited that they are taking down and putting up the new walls, interior walls in the apartments upstairs, which were the former attics, servants' quarters, etc. And, you know what else they did? On the terrace, which is another level above the former attic space, they put in the actual peperino. It's like a stone counter, basically, where you can, like a bar, you can sit there and have your cocktail while you're looking at the beautiful 360-degree view around you. So that's really exciting too. We still are estimating January for completion of all the work on the Palazzo. You may know that in Italy, in August, all work stops. Oh, by the way, I'm drinking an Umbrian wine. Just pause for a moment of gratuitous publicity. This is from De Cugnano, and this is called L'Inquisitore, which is 2020. Lovely. De Cugnano, one of our very favorite of a handful of our very favorite vineyards here within 20 minutes of our house. So gratuitous publicity for them. And anyway, our target is still January. I was looking at a mosquito that was flying by. I'll get to that in a minute. January is our target because in August, nothing happens in Italy. First of all, it's too hot. I'll get to that in a minute too. Second of all, it's a traditional holiday month. So people usually take off at least a week, if not 2 or 3 or 4. I have to give a huge shout out to our workers who, in this extraordinary heat, which again, I'm going to get to what's happening in Italy, they've been on the roof in the sun. They've been hanging off the facade of our palazzo. in this 40 degree Celsius heat, which in Fahrenheit is 104 degrees. Yes, it's a dry heat usually, but it is not pleasant. Like, would you like to be up there? I don't think so. Even if it's a dry heat, doesn't matter. You wouldn't want to be up there. I don't want to be up there. So I have to give a huge shout out to them because they are heroes. So that's what's going on with Projects in the Palazzo. I don't think there's anything really, we have the garden in progress and the furniture in progress. We've been going to antique stores and antique auctions, which is really fun. I'll do a separate video about that. But that's mostly what's going on in the Projects in the Palazzo. Okay, last item. What is going on in Italy? So you've probably seen in the news this massive heat wave that has been impacting all of Europe, right? So it's not just Italy, it's all of Europe, England, France, Spain. And it's very sad because there are wildfires. Sometimes we had one just next to our farm. We don't believe it was arson. It was probably a spark that scintillated from the train going by in the extreme heat. So some of it is not arson. Some of it's arson, and that's just devastating. I feel really horrible for the animals that don't really have shelter in this heat like we do. I'm not suffering. I stay inside all day. I put the air conditioning on low, meaning I'm not making it super cold. I'm just taking off the brunt of the heat because we're also, of course, simultaneously having an energy crisis. So energy crisis combined with extreme heat crisis. One of my friends reached out to me yesterday and said, Ellen, I think it's kind of hilarious that the heat in Europe hits the news when it's hot in London and Ireland. And it's true, kind of. I mean, I am sad for them because it's hotter. They had the hottest day in a century in Ireland and extremely hot in England. It's hotter here though, and they actually, I think as of today, they have a break. It goes below 85 degrees for them today. We don't have a break. Do you know that in Italy, our temperatures are almost as high as Dubai? We're like a degree or two off of Dubai. So that's what's going on with the climate in Italy. It's just sad. We're lucky enough to be able to say we don't want to be here in the summer. But a lot of people can't say that. They have to work here and they have to stay. And so we, this summer, have to be here because of all the work. But it's not pleasant. It's not, in fact, that leads me to the last part of this third topic, which is Italy what's going on in Italy. There is an enormous number of tourists in Italy, post-COVID, revenge tourism, whatever you want to call it. And it's certainly not my ideal vacation. It would not be my idea of an ideal vacation to be in 104. That's what it is, guys. 104 degree heat in Italy every day. It never gets below 72 degrees in the middle of the night, okay? In the middle of the night, it never gets below 72 degrees. So I strongly urge you, those of you who like to come and visit Italy, come in the fall, come in the winter. It's beautiful in the winter. You can do so many things, blue skies, manageable temperatures. In spring up until May, but May through August gets crazy crowded and unfortunately on a regular basis now, insanely hot. So Italy lost 70% of its crops. I don't know if you caught that in the news. I know that made the American news. 70% of its crops are lost. I mean, I don't really have any words to go into why that is devastating. I don't need to. I think you get it. Okay, so it's not great right now in Italy for those reasons. Yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and we're trying to make the best of it. We're trying to keep our spirits upbeat and positive. The mosquitoes, like the mosquitoes are rampant because, obviously it's dry, but people water their gardens. 5 regions in Italy have gone into a state of emergency and are on water rationing. We are not yet in a state of an emergency or on water rationing, but we anticipate it's going to happen because we've been having a drought for well over a year now. I don't mean to be gloom and doom, but this is my everyday, and it does get really tiring and worrying sometimes. And so I feel like I need to balance the other half of, which is Italy is wonderful and beautiful and perfect and everybody wants to come live here. And I just need to balance it because I do live here and it's really worrying right now. Okay, enough of that. That's it. We're going to continue to make progress on the Palazzo. We're going to continue to keep our attitude strong and positive, and olive oil, sail, and that's it. Let's hope in Italy this heat wave is going to break in about 10 days. So we have about 10 more days of this, and then we should have some relief. Like I think London got some relief today, and so I'm really glad for them, and I'm really looking forward to joining them in their relief of this heat wave, Dubai-like heat wave. So that's it. Have a great Wednesday evening, and until next time from Umbria Above, the real scoop on what's going on in Italy. We'll talk to you then. Bye.